Hello everyone, welcome back to Learning with Dogs. I'm Kristen, this is Olive, and today we're going to be talking about the down. Teaching your young puppy to do the down can be lots of fun, but sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to figure out how to get your hand and the treat and all that in the right position to get your puppy to understand what we're looking for. So when we're getting the puppy to do a down, I recommend using a high value treat and doing the bait and switch. So you're holding the high value treat, but we're feeding a piece of kibble if you're doing lots of repetitions. If your puppy is super stuck on the down, then I would recommend just feeding the high value treat until they get it. So at the beginning, I always start the puppies from a sit. I think it makes it easier for them. And we want to pull their nose straight down. You see how she kind of straight down gets her just to kind of collapse and fold into position. As soon as she got into position, I released the treat and let her start eating. Okay. When she's done, I like to say okay so that she knows it's over and she can actually get up. If we teach that right away, it makes it easier for them to understand it when they get older. So if my puppy is being stubborn, I want to check my hand because there's a chance that I'm putting my hand in the wrong spot. So I connect with that string out of their nose, and if I pull that string straight down but too far forward, did you see how that kind of pulled her to actually stand up instead of lay down? So if I start from the sit and then ask her to down and I go too fast, she loses the treat and it got confusing for her. The other thing that I see often is you move down and then get too far under the puppy. Sometimes that helps to kind of scooch them back and it makes them kind of crawl excuse me, under themselves so that they have to be comfortable, they have to get the treat, they have to lay down. Good girl. So I like to use some kind of a marker for the dog to let them know that they've made the right choice. So that's for me is good. So she gets into position, good. She goes down and I say good, and she gets a treat. So the first one, when I said good, was when she sat, because I know that she knows the sit really well. So I don't have to reward her every single time anymore for that. We'll go into frequency of treats in another video, but you can start kind of noticing that with your puppy is what behaviors do they know really, really well and which ones are they still learning. The ones they're still learning, we want to give them lots of treats for all of that learning practice because it'll make it easier and faster for their brains. The ones they already know really well, they don't necessarily need a huge paycheck every time. They just need either a little scratch or an occasional treat. But again, we'll get more into that in a future video. So if your puppy is extra stubborn and you cannot get them to do a down, sometimes you even have to hold your hand for several seconds. It seems like an eternity, good girl. And you hold your hand there and finally the puppy figures it out. And I've had my hand held there for sometimes up to 20 seconds, and that feels like such a long time, but it really does help your puppy get some time to kind of think about it. If you've tried that and they still can't figure it out, this is how I trained Olive because she was really stubborn. Good. Come on under. Good. Good. I made like a little bridge with my leg. Okay, Olive. And she crawls under because I keep it just low enough that she has to actually crawl under. I use the treat to lure her under my leg. Good. When she gets into position, I say good and then give her a treat. She's done this one, as you can tell, enough times that she knows to just crawl under there immediately. So she's in a point where I'm starting to reduce the amount of treats that she's getting. But right now, when you're working with your puppy for the first time doing the down, use lots of treats, make it lots of fun, and get them practice in as many different environments as you can. Start quiet places and work up to harder places. Start in your living room, then go to each bedroom in your house, then your garage. If you have any outbuildings on your property, train in all of those. If you have a friend or a neighbor that you can take your puppy to, go train over at their house. Train in your front yard and your backyard. There's so many places that you can train your young puppy. So get out and have some fun. Give your puppy lots of experience that's safe and appropriate for their level. Don't push them too hard. If your puppy's not ready, don't worry, they'll get there. If you push them, it'll make it harder than if you just let them relax and kind of fall into place. So have fun. We'll see you next time on Learning with Dogs. Don't forget to subscribe.